Jarvis, you there?
At your service, sir.
Gauge heads-up display.
Check.
Four-door preferences from home interface.
Will do, sir.
I feel like, oh, I have made it, I have arrived, right?
Yeah, thank you.
It is to make it and lift other people up, right? So when I make that sacrifice, the one thing in my head was like, my parents are living in an attached house. I want to change this situation. And as at that time, it's like everyone is watching me on TV. And people don't really get the game, like, that's hype.
Right.
Like, money-wise, I'm broke as hell,
Yeah.
right?
But
you
you're
know
on
what?
TV, you popping
I'm
your
on
music.
TV, I'm popping.
Not
in
on
the soul.
MTV.
The soul
You know?
is rich as a motherfucker.
So in my soul, somewhere
Yeah.
I was searching in my soul.
Right.
Searching in my soul. I said, "Do you know this is a false lifestyle?" So in my soul, I was like, I want to have checks rather than be famous. So in my head, it was like, I studied a part of the Bible that said, a diligent man in whatever he's doing is going to be successful.
Right.
So I was looking at diligence in what I was doing, and not only what I was doing, I was looking at the fact that what is the power of the association of the people that you're with? Like, are there people that align with your purpose and will in life and destiny?
Facts.
That's the truth.
So I realized I couldn't find people who align with my purpose and destiny. My purpose and destiny is not just to make money. My purpose and destiny is to fill people's cups who was like are full and people's cups who were like empty. So I'm like, okay, your cup is empty. You don't want nobody to fill it for you. Go hard, go work. So I started taking steps. I was like, no, I don't want you to fill my glass. It's okay, keep my glass empty. I'm gonna work till I put a drop, and a drop is gonna fill my glass. And it's understanding your purpose as a person in life. There are certain people who are just gonna be, who are responsible for filling a glass.
Right.
There's certain people who are meant to just come to the table and eat.
Right.
And you're supposed to prepare that table so they can come eat. That's your duty. So it's like, there's a lot of people that's gonna eat when you become successful, but it's you understanding that you were designed to work hard and eat. You were designed to lead. So when I realized that, I said, look, you know what? I'm gonna live my potential in this lifetime. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be fulfilled. So I started trying to like walk away from anything that wouldn't take me or take me to the point of greatness. I stepped back from good to look at my mistakes from years past, to look at my upbringing, to look at also my father's mistakes, my mother's mistakes. And I was like, okay, this is my father's mistakes, this is my mother's mistake, this is my mistake. Okay, now we don't want this reoccurring because we're about to write a new future for everyone that comes out of this lineage of this young man.
You're talking about generational curses.
Generational wealth.
Man, my brother,
And it's not only the wealth of the of material thing, it's the wealth of the mind. It's you're rich in faith, you're rich in hard work, you're rich in the fact that you're able to empower people. So I was looking in that dimension and I said to myself, boy, you're gonna disconnect yourself from a lot of people, you're gonna isolate yourself. You're gonna start reading, you're gonna start aligning yourself with people who can mentor you.
You know, wait, not to cut you off, but sometimes I feel like when I tell people what I do, they don't understand. And Ian, you know how it is as a content creator too, right? Because you are.
Absolutely.
But you feel like you don't have any friends. Like, I be up till 3 a.m. People are at the club, but I'm working because I feel like I can go to the club, but if there's work to be done, why the hell am I at the club?
Yes.
Right, Ian? Like,
No, absolutely.
you know.
I feel every person who's designed to be a trendsetter.
Yes.
They would have to save, but they feel out of place.
Yeah.
Where they find everybody having fun, and
It's funny that he says trendsetter because that's my LLC name. Facts. Facts. You know what I mean? Facts.
Oh man, salute.
You know what I mean? Like, you funny you said that, man. Super great minds think alike. But
Come make a toast, man.
Yeah, we
go.
keep setting trends.
Keep setting trends.
but
You know, so I sat down and I was like, and this is it. I was broke as hell. I had a few people who were like, I go to the club with them sometimes. They're having their bottles, they're drinking.
Right.
So one day I broke down in the club.
you start crying?
I didn't cry. I was holding a bottle of champagne, like, oh, drink whatever you want, do whatever. So I was holding a bottle of champagne. I'm like, when are you gonna drink your own bottle of champagne?
Damn.
Right there in the club,
Facts.
right there in the club.
Man, that's.
I don't know
Hold up. If you're watching this, take a time out, rewind, repeat that shit.
So I went to the club. Now get it. I was drunk.
Yeah.
But you know what? Out of the drunkenness, I was just being there. It's like I was holding a bottle, and people were having fun, girls, everything. I was like, man, let me just maybe drink to maybe feel. Let me drink to make me feel sober. But
Right.
when are you gonna drink your own bottle?
See, Ian, that's the point I'm trying to get
in my
to.
You guys don't get that.
In my head.
That's that $1 billion talk right there.
Now in my head, let me be honest.
Yeah.
There's people I'm dealing with, cause it's it's showbiz. Like in showbiz, you meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right. You don't know what they're into.
Right.
So we got this spot, VIPs, spots on everybody. Like we're here, we're seeing celebrities. I don't want to call names.
Right.
So we're seeing celebrities on the other side. Like it's one of the like top places in the club. I'm really thinking like, do you know what these guys have done to make money?
Yeah.
Everybody around here is getting loud.
Yeah.
Well, I like to have a spot like this, not to get loud in the club,
Right.
but rather I like to have a lot of young people from nothing to something. So I said to myself, first, if you have to lift up people, you have to figure out you're nothing right now. How do you become something? So I started looking for people who don't want to just be in a club. I started looking out for people who just wanted to like make impacts in people's lives.
Right.
And who have made impacts in their life. So I looked at my story, and it boils back to buying your parents a house. So at this time where a lot of people were just buying stuff, you know, doing a lot of big things, maybe as entertainers, in my head I was like, you're popping on TV.
Right.
It looks like it's a promising career, but on the back end I felt depressed because I couldn't see the numbers on the sales.
Right.
Like, and two,
Damn.
the people I was working with at the time, they were about the hype.
Yeah.
So they could pay whatever money to get on any platform.
Right.
As long as it was bringing and generating the hype. And to me, it's like I have actually grew up with my mom and my dad being there for me and sacrificing a lot. And I was like, you have hawk as a little boy around the streets and the barracks and the place where you were born. And how are you gonna transform yourself from being that little boy that grew up from the barracks, had nothing, had to walk the street with his mom and stuff like that? How do you flip yourself from coming out of something like that to becoming somebody great without going cutting corners and making sure that you become something? So I sat down. I couldn't see substance in the people I was rocking with, but they were getting me famous, and fame wasn't my real deal. Famous, like, to me, it's like I want to buy my mother a house, my father a house. They're yet alive. I have six siblings. They sacrificed a whole lot to make me get educated.
Yeah.
Right. My father literally went to high school, and his father died when he was young. So to me, I'm thinking like.
So they help you get through college as well, right?
Yeah, even though I was doing parties, I was making money in the times where they couldn't send me money. I would do stuff and I would generate income and stuff like that. But I was thinking like, before they become dust to what every man is created of, how are you gonna make them have the experience of life? I want my parents to travel to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, maybe Italy, maybe see Rome.
Yeah.
So the reason I was trying to do that was like, I want to change their whole experience. Because they changed my experience of my life. This is a man that grew up without a father. Okay? Being there when he was a little child. So I'm like, how do you change the experience of this man before it becomes what he was created from? Dust. So I said, okay, boy, you gotta grind. So when I met this guy, I was listening to his story. So a couple of days back, I've been thinking going back and forth and get a second job. I have a license to get another job. So literally today I sat down and I saw myself, you know, sending some money to a couple of my friends that we were down together.
Right.
So when I was sending money to them, a part of me is like, you don't know how this money is going to come. You're emptying yourself. I said, yes.
Right.
In life, I was designed to empty myself. But my source is always from the Creator.
Right.
I was just always designed to empty myself. But how I get filled is from the blessing of intelligent ideas
Right.
to actually make material substance. So I got to a point in my life that I said, I read about the power of association and also Brian Tracy's book about psychology of marketing.
Right.
And right now I'm reading a book about 4 agreements and the psychology of money.
Right.
So the reason was I wanted to unlearn every mentality that I grew up with in the environment that I'm from, the people that I associated with me. I wanted to dissociate that from me mentally.
Right.
And when I met this guy, I was listening to a couple of things and I was getting inspiration.
Yeah.
So I said, look,
He can do that to you.
this guy got it was an IBM, and when he wanted to quit, I was listening to that story, like he had to work and work and work and work. So I said to myself, when I was diving into the crypto world, I said, my God,
It's a rabbit hole.
This is something that a lot of people are not paying attention to.
Facts.
And by the time the paradigm of the world, which is actually shifting, it's on the edge right now.
Yep.
And while it's on the edge, a lot of people are going to be, I think
Left
80%
out.
of people in the world are going to be complaining. They're going to be complaining, but you know what? They're like a slave. They're always going to the mill. And I find a friend that's already out of the mill.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I own the mill.
Dom the Monko.